by the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. My name is Aurora Ortiz and I am an education specialist. Today we're going to learn about what's up with solid waste. This will be a recycling and solid waste overview about how solid waste is managed and processed here in Palm Beach County by the Solid Waste Authority. You will learn about the facility that receives Palm Beach County's recyclables, how to recycle right, and why it is important to recycle. Also, I will share with you a demonstration at the end of the lesson that will help us visualize the percentages of solid waste our facilities receive. So let's get started. First, let's go over a few commonly used words and definitions used throughout today's lesson. Biosolids, conservation, hazardous waste, landfill, leachate, industry, natural resources, non-renewable resource, recycle, rethink, renewable resource, solid waste. We have a saying at the Solid Waste Authority, welcome to away. Because whether you throw it away, you recycle it, or flush it away, we put your waste to work. Let's briefly talk about the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. The Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County is a local government agency created for Palm Beach County by the Florida legislation back in 1975. Here is a map of Palm Beach County. Our county does begin all the way up north into Cuesta and extends itself all the way down south to Boca Raton and westward past Lake Okeechobee. On this map, you can also see our 6 transfer stations, which also serve as satellite facilities for the home chemical and recycling centers, where our residents can properly dispose of their home chemicals. By using our Solid Waste Authority transfer stations and transporting the material in our tractor trailers, we save time because each one of our tractor trailers can hold up to 4 to 5 loads from the smaller trucks, approximately 80,000 pounds, which means less trips on congested roads, it creates less emissions and saves time. And we all know that time is money. The Solid Waste Authority hires haulers to pick up our residents' garbage and recycling separately. The two are never mixed. Once the hauler has provided service to the neighborhood where he is working from, he takes that material to the transfer station. Once he arrives to the transfer station, he delivers that material directly to the tipping floor. Here's an example of one of the haulers who has picked up paper from the yellow recycling bin and has put it in a separate pile. Then our tractor trailers are loaded from the top, and then they are weighed once they leave the transfer station. In this instance, this tractor trailer is hauling garbage, and he is making his way to renewable energy number 2, where he will back up directly to the very edge of the pit and with a walking mechanism deliver the material straight into the pit. And we will take this garbage and turn it into energy. So how much solid waste does Palm Beach County throw away? Well, here in Palm Beach County, we have approximately 1.4 million people living here. And each one of us generates approximately 12 pounds of solid waste. So you do the math. We receive on a daily basis at the Solid Waste Authority almost 17 million pounds of solid waste. Do you want to know how we manage all of that solid waste here in Palm Beach County? Well, one of the ways that helps us to manage all of that solid waste is through recycling. When we recycle right every day with our yellow and blue recycling bin, we are saving natural resources. Also, when we dispose of our home chemicals at any of our home chemical and recycling centers, we are ensuring that our waters stay clean. Also, with our 2 power plants, we have Renewable Energy number 1 that began operation back in 1989. And we also have Renewable Energy number 2 that began operation in 2015. What we do at those two facilities is we take Palm Beach County's post-municipal solid waste, we burn it and turn it into energy. Now we generate enough energy with our two power plants to supply electricity to all of our footprint. And we have an excess of electricity that we sell to Florida Power and Light. We sell to Florida Power and Light enough energy to power at least 70,000 homes here in Palm Beach County. So who knows, your electricity at home could be coming from our garbage. Now we also manage our solid waste with our biosolids pelletizer. Remember when I said whether you flush it away? Well, I was not kidding. Want to know what we do with what you flush down the toilet? Well, all of that material goes to the wastewater treatment facility, which is an independent facility from the Solid Waste Authority. They take the liquids and turn it into reclaimed water and send us all the solids, which is called sludge. Well, we get sludge by the truckloads from Palm Beach County. It's put into huge dryers, which reach at least 800 to 1,000 degrees, which kills all the bacteria and the pathogens, and then it's pelletized and turned into an additive to make an eco-friendly fertilizer. Now, we manage our solid waste also through landfilling. Here in Palm Beach County, we have two active landfills. We have a Class 1 and we have a Class 3. Well, in the past, we used to bury at least 50% of Palm Beach County's garbage. And nowadays, with renewable energy number 1 and 2, we're only burying the ash, which is the residual after the burning process. So by landfilling less, we are saving more space in our landfill. And we have extended the life of the landfill by at least 25 years. So we should be good here in Palm Beach County till the year 2049. Here is a picture of our footprint, what we call our integrated solid waste management operations. And within our footprint, you can see renewable energy number 1, renewable energy number 2, our home chemical and recycling center, our biosolids pelletizer, our recovered materials processing facility, our landfill, which we have two landfills here in Palm Beach County. We have a Class 1 and a Class 3, and the Solid Waste Authority's Green Trail systems. We want you to recycle right every day with your yellow and blue recycling bin. So let's go over what goes in the blue and what goes in that yellow recycling bin, and what we should never put in that recycling bin also. So in the blue, we're going to put containers that held a food or a liquid, such as plastic bottles. Remember to tighten the caps back onto those plastic bottles so you can recycle more every day. We also want aluminum cans and steel cans. We also want cartons, such as milk and juice cartons, again with the caps tightly attached to them, and also drink boxes. The little juice boxes that we put into the kids' lunch boxes, well, we want those in the blue recycling bin. Now let's go on to the yellow side. The yellow side gets all of our paper products, such as cardboard, newspaper, office and school paper, mail, magazines, dried food boxes, paper bags, cardboard, paper rolls, and those pizza boxes. But make sure that when you put your pizza box in your yellow recycling bin, make sure you are including just the clean portion of that pizza box. Now, the dirty or soiled or greasy part of that pizza box, just put it with your garbage. And remember, when in doubt, just throw it out. Now, let's go over the list of what should we never put in our blue recycling bin or even the yellow recycling bin. We don't want plastic bags or foam products, aluminum foil or pie plates, shredded paper, plastic eating utensils or even straws, paper plates, paper towels or napkins, light bulbs or needles. Please never place those items in with either one of your recycling bins. So again, when in doubt, just throw it out. No plastic bags. Please do not place plastic bags in your recycling bins. Plastic bags are so light that they take flight during our separation process and they get caught in our conveyor belts. And 3 times a day, we must stop our operations to cut with scissors and remove the tangled bags by men held by harnesses. Here's a picture showing this process. Here is a video of our recovered materials processing facility. Recycling is transported in 2 separate tractor trailers, never mixing the blue and the yellow material together when taken to this facility. This side of the facility is what we call the blue side. The first thing that happens with the material is it goes through a negative sort. We remove items that should have never been placed, Then we have technology help us further separate the material. Steel cans are extracted by magnets, glass is crushed and stored in bunkers, aluminum is pushed off the conveyor line with an eddy current separator which uses static electricity, and plastics are separated with an optical sorter which uses a series of lasers to identify the density of the plastics. Once everything has been separated, then we bale it. This is the other side of the same facility. This is what we call the yellow side, and this is the side that receives all of your paper products. Once it reaches this facility, then it goes through a negative sort. We remove again any item that should have never been placed, and then the star screen helps us separate the cardboard from the paper with giant star-shaped blades, which do not damage the paper. Then after that, it goes through another negative sort just to ensure that nothing was mixed, and then it goes through the trommel, which cleans the paper like a giant salad spinner. After the paper is cleaned, then we bale it and send it off to the different manufacturers, and they take our recyclables and then make it into new products. Here's a picture of the bales. They get tied with metal wires, and once they're baled and securely tied, they are sold to companies who then recycle Palm Beach County's recovered materials into new things. The Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County strives to balance industry and nature to protect our community. With the SWA Greenway Trail System, the wetlands act to filter water as it travels through the Palm Beach Renewable Energy Park and out into the larger watershed of the Florida Everglades. Our 5 miles of trails are open to the public from sunrise to sunset 7 days a week with ample parking. You can walk the trails or ride the trails on your bike. No motorized vehicles or fishing is allowed. Along the trails, we have benches, chicky huts, geocaching, area for watching birds, and informational kiosks. I invite you to come and visit our trails and enjoy nature's beautiful scenery. And who knows, you may be able to spot one of our endangered species, the snail kite. And here are some of the wildlife that lives on our trails and calls our trails their home. With our Greenway Trail System, we are able to demonstrate to the world that yes, nature and industry can coexist. We've talked about what we do here at the Solid Waste Authority, how we manage Palm Beach County solid waste, how to recycle right every day. Now let's talk about what we can do to reduce our waste. Here at the Solid Waste Authority, we believe in the 4 R's. I'm sure you've heard about the 3 R's. Well, we've added a 4th R, and it goes reduce, reuse, recycle, and rethink. Rethink before you purchase anything or throw it away, and recycle right every day. Can you say that with me? Reduce, reuse, recycle, and rethink. Now let's get started with our demonstration. First, we have granulated cylinders measured in millimeters with 1,000 millimeters of beads representing Palm Beach County's solid waste. Next, we're going to use the granulated cylinders to fill each labeled container with the correct amount of beads as indicated in this table. So let's get started. With renewable energy, it says 405 millimeters. So we're going to take the cylinder and we are going to go ahead and fill it up to 405. That's about it. And we're going to put it in the container that says renewable energy / combustion. Let's fill that container. Next, we're going to do the recycling. And on the chart, it says that recycling is 365 millimeters. So let's take that granulated cylinder and let's go ahead and fill it with 365 millimeters worth of beads. Again, representing the solid waste that we receive here in Palm Beach County. Just a little bit more. Tiny bit more. There we go. So we're going to take the container that's marked recycling. I'm going to fill that container with the beads. Next, it's biosolids. So biosolids, it's only 5 millimeters. So I have already pre-filled that granulated cylinder with the 5 millimeters of beads, and we're going to play it in the container. The next item on our chart is landfill. So we have 223 millimeters worth of beads to put in the granulated cylinder. So let's go ahead and do that. A little bit too much. You want to be precise. That's about 223. So we're going to place that in the container that says landfill. And then finally, home hazardous waste is just 1 millimeter. So we're going to take one bead, represents 1 millimeter, and we're going to put it in that container. Then our next step we're going to take the chart and we're going to approximately do the percentages for each one of the solid waste that we receive. So the first item is renewable energy / combustion, and I've done the first one for you. It's 405 according to the chart. So we're going to take the 405 millimeters and we're going to divide it by 1,000, and that equals 0.405, and then we're going to multiply it by 100, and that's how we get our percentage, and that's 40.5%. So go ahead and work with the rest, and I'll be with you in just a moment so we can go over the answers. So here are my answers. For renewable energy facilities / combustion, the correct answer would be 40.5%. For recycling, the correct answer would be 36.5%. And then for the biosolids, it would be 0.5%. Now landfill, it would be 22.3%. And home hazardous waste would be 0.1%. Now what we're going to do is we are going to draw a pie chart representing the percentages with the different types of solid waste categories processed at the Solid Waste Authority, using the calculations from the table and the labels on the chart. So I'll give you a moment to do that also. So here is my chart representing the different percentages of the solid waste that the Solid Waste Authority receives on a yearly basis. And this is based on the municipal solid waste received in Palm Beach County in the year 2018. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed my lesson and learned something new about the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. If you have any questions, please type them into the chat box. If you need new bins, give us a call at 866-NEW-BINS, or you can order them online at swa.org/recycleright, and we will deliver them to your home free of charge. If you want information regarding our educational programs, please visit swa.org/education. Again, my name is Aurora Ortiz. Till next time, please remember to always reduce, reuse, recycle, and rethink, and always recycle right.